I'm Felice Austin. I'm a creator of the Subconscious Workshop and treeoflifehypnosis.net. And I want to talk about the subconscious mind. So a lot of people use the iceberg picture, the iceberg metaphor, to show how there's so much more that we don't see than we do see. And I think that that is an okay metaphor. But it doesn't help explain behavior. And so my favorite metaphor is the ant and the elephant. I don't know if you've ever heard the ant and the elephant, but the elephant is the subconscious mind. And the ant on the elephant's back is the conscious mind. And so the ant can think that it is making behavioral changes. The ant can decide. The ant has, logic, reason, and willpower. It's decided that it's going to not eat chocolate cake anymore, or that it's going to have healthy relationships rather than, the cycle that it has had. So it changes its direction, okay, and starts walking. Instead of walking north, the ant starts to walk south. The ant thinks that it has made a behavioral change, but very soon it becomes apparent that it's still walking north because it's on the back of the elephant. So, once the ant hits the elephant's butt, it's like, wait a minute, nothing's different. And that is really what happens with the subconscious mind. So here's another story, a personal story that I think illustrates this really well. So early on, when I became a hypnotherapist and learned a bunch of cool techniques and things to help with, I was doing an NLP technique to help a client crave less milk and want, something. She wanted to like something less and like something else more. And it worked, and she was amazed. She said, "Do you ever do this on yourself?" And I was like, "Oh, I've never actually used this technique on myself, but maybe I'll try it." So I decided that I wanted to try it. And the only thing I could think of that I really didn't like, I was going to see if I could shift my brain to like it more, was Kalamata olives. I hated them. Hated the taste of them, hated the smell of them, hated the sight of them. But I liked regular olives, like black California olives. If Kalamata olives touched anything in the food that I was eating, I couldn't eat the food. So I was like, okay, I'll do it on Kalamata olives. And I'll move them around. I'll shift the mind about the olives to see if I can get the mind to like the olives. And then I did the technique and forgot about it, because it's not like you wake up feeling different. And it was probably a month later. I was at a friend's house and she was going to make this yummy dish, and she showed me the recipe and it had Kalamata olives in it. And I was like, no way, do not make those. I do not like them. I had forgotten about the technique that I had done completely, and I still thought I didn't like Kalamata olives. And in my mind, in my conscious mind, I did not like them. But then, so she didn't make it. But then about a month later, after that, so this is like 2 months after the fact, I was at a meeting and I was walking through an area where I wasn't supposed to be quite yet. And there was food laid out on the table, a whole bunch of food, and there were some dips. And one of the dips looked like an olive dip. And I was eyeing it with suspicion. But before I knew it, my hand was reaching out to take a chip or a pita chip. And I was moving it towards my mouth. And I was thinking, this is probably olives. It's probably going to be so gross. And then I put it in my mouth. And I was like, that's really weird. That doesn't taste like Kalamata olives. But I'm not sure what it is. And then I took another bite. And I was like, And then I went back to the meeting where I was supposed to be. And I could not stop thinking about that dip. I just had to have more. And so as soon as it was over, I ran into that room. And that's when we were all allowed to be in there and eating. And I just loaded some up on my plate. And I was telling everyone in my little circle table, I don't even like Kalamata olives. And these just taste so good. And so what had happened, I realized later, was that I had shifted the subconscious about the olives. Whatever was wrong with them was no longer wrong with them. And I had kind of put them in the same category in my mind as something I really liked, like avocados. And so it was thinking about them when I was in my meeting. I mean, that doesn't happen with many foods except avocados. But what's funny is a month before, when my friend was going to cook with them, I still thought I didn't like them. And even as I was putting them in my mouth, I thought I didn't like them. But the subconscious mind is what controls all behavior. So even if your logical mind is like, no, the subconscious is the one that affects all the behavior. So that's my little story for today. Look for more posts soon. You can also visit treeoflifehypnosis.net or the Subconscious Workshop on Facebook. There's a Facebook group called Ask a Hypnotherapist, the Subconscious Workshop, and I hope to see you around soon. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments. Sometimes they get lost. You can also message me privately through YouTube. Sana.